No one else was around. You may have shrugged it off as imagination, but deep down, your spirit knew. This presence was never imaginary, it was a signal from the divine trying to awaken you. Someone has made a small but calculated move. It wasn't loud, it wasn't violent, but it was deliberate. A hole, carved behind your tiles, barely visible but perfectly placed to serve its sinister purpose. Every time you stepped into that room, unaware, your energy was being scanned. Not just by human eyes, but by a force connected to something even darker. The one who created this hole has intentions not just to spy, but to slowly drain you. You thought the flickering light was just faulty wiring. You believed the chill in the air was nothing but bad ventilation. You convinced yourself the feeling of being watched was just stress, but Archangel Michael says, you must not ignore your instincts. A camera has been positioned. It is connected remotely, but not only that, it's cloaked in spiritual bindings. You weren't just being watched physically, your aura was being pulled. Your essence, studied, you've noticed more fatigue lately. Your face feels tired even after rest. That's because what's happening in that bathroom is not only invasive, it is draining your divine protection. This isn't the first time this has happened to someone chosen like you. People of light, people marked by destiny, often become targets of dark curiosity. Someone wanted access to your privacy, not just to see your body, but to weaken your spirit. This hole wasn't made recently, it was created while you were away, or possibly even before you moved in. This space was marked by someone who knew your future before you stepped into that house. It's part of a larger scheme you have not yet uncovered. The one behind this is someone who pretended to be harmless. They came with good intentions on the surface, but they always lingered around your personal life. Someone who asked too many questions about your schedule, someone who showed up uninvited. That person has returned, quietly. They're not ringing your bell. They're parked nearby, revisiting the connection they created. The hole is their anchor to you, and your bathroom is the gateway. Do you remember the strange dream you had about water running endlessly? That was a warning. Water is a divine element, and the endless running was the spiritual leakage happening because of the access point in your home. Archangel Michael says, you are not crazy, you are sensitive, and that sensitivity is your weapon. The hole is behind a part of the wall that looks intact. You may even believe it's solid, but it's layered. A piece was removed, and placed back to conceal the work. Look near the floor tiles, or behind the hanging mirror, you will notice the difference in temperature or sound. A knock will echo differently there. And when you find it, you'll understand why your piece hasn't felt whole lately. There's a ritual being done using your essence. Yes, this goes beyond the physical. They aren't just observing you, they're invoking your likeness in spaces they should not be. You've been wondering why people look at you differently lately. Why you attract strange reactions in public. It's because someone has replicated your spiritual imprint through that secret passage in your home. What they don't realize, however, is that your guardian angels have activated. This script you're reading is not by chance. It's your wake-up call. You're meant to cover that hole immediately. But not with tape or paint. First, you must cleanse the space. Place a bowl of water and salt at the center of the bathroom tonight. Speak your name over it and call on protection. Do not speak in fear, speak in command. You must reclaim that space, because the longer you allow that energy to hover, the more it influences the decisions you make, the people you let in, and the dreams that visit you. The person who did this will return very soon. Not to the hole, but into your life. They will try to come back acting like a friend, even as a helper. Do not let their words fool you. Watch their eyes, you'll see it, the guilt, the hesitation. You will remember now that they once said something odd about your home. Something like, "I bet your bathroom looks really cozy," or "You've got privacy, don't you?" At the time, it sounded harmless, but now it echoes with clarity. Archangel Michael says, this is your hour of spiritual cleanup. You must also check your phone. There's a device nearby your home that is linked to a private network. Your bathroom is not only physically accessed, it's been spiritually and electronically hijacked. Change your router name and password. Clean your mirror with lemon water. Place a protective object in the corner of the bathroom. Anything gifted to you by someone who truly loves you. This isn't just about the hole anymore, it's about the fact that a door was left open and a presence tried to walk through it. The enemy always starts with small openings. There's someone who has pictures of you you never took, that should haunt you, but not with fear, with righteous anger. You deserve your peace back. You deserve your privacy, you deserve to feel safe again. Tonight, don't ignore the sound in the walls or the flicker of light. Your angels are trying to show you the final signs, watch closely. Your attention is the key. Remove the object planted behind that wall, it may be small. A chip. A cloth, a metallic object. Destroy it. Burn it, bury it. Cut it into pieces. It holds part of your spiritual signature. Once you do this, you'll notice a change within 48 hours. A heaviness will lift. The nightmares will fade, you'll wake up lighter. That's how you'll know you took back your space. Remember, you are divinely protected, but even the strongest must stay alert. Not every battle is fought in daylight. Some happen in shadows, in corners, behind walls. Your house is holy ground, you must guard it like sacred territory. And if the one who did this dares to re-enter your life, speak only once. You have no more access to me, watch what happens next. They will vanish because their connection is broken. This is your sign to re-bless your home, open your windows. Play protective frequencies. Let light flood every dark corner, you are not helpless. You are chosen. And one final thing. If you feel guided to do more, to stand stronger in your journey of protection and healing. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your healing starts now, guard your atmosphere. This message reached you in perfect time. Archangel Michael has spoken, Archangel Michael says. The darkness tried to mark your sanctuary because they could not access your spirit directly. So they targeted your silence, your most vulnerable hour, the place where you felt safest. They planted the disruption where you least expected it. Right where you thought. You were unseen. This isn't just about your physical home anymore. It's about a pattern that's been following you across seasons, cities, and even relationships. That hole in the bathroom wall is the physical manifestation of a spiritual gateway that someone opened against your will, let this next part be very clear. That hole connects to a hidden agenda. A person has been recording your emotional energy, not just through devices, but through symbols, whispers, and twisted intentions spoken into your name. They're trying to duplicate your destiny for themselves. You may have felt like your plans were blocked lately. Like no matter how hard you try, something keeps going wrong at the last minute. That's because someone has been tapping into your atmosphere using your own home against you. Archangel Michael says, there was a moment they visited your house under the pretense of kindness. They asked to use the bathroom. That was the moment it began. That wasn't an innocent visit. It was a setup. While you were distracted, while you turned your back for a few minutes, they planted something. It could be a stone, an old coin, a twisted wire hidden behind the baseboard, or under the sink. Something tiny, but enchanted. That item carries their access to your life. They didn't just place a camera, they placed intention. And that is why your clarity has felt clouded, why your spirit has felt anxious without explanation. Someone violated the spiritual laws of your protection. Every time you stood in that space and felt the air go still, that wasn't a coincidence. That was the monitoring starting. But now, you are fully aware, and awareness is the first weapon of defense. Tonight, clean your bathroom with lemon water, salt, and the flame of a candle. Speak your name with authority and claim back your room. You must undo what was silently done. And when you do, don't be surprised if the atmosphere in your entire home shifts. The person who did this wanted you to remain ignorant. They counted on your silence. But what they forgot is, you are connected to the divine. Archangel Michael has dispatched this warning for a reason. You may begin to remember something now. A small flashback. Perhaps a moment when a friend or visitor touched your bathroom walls and said, "Nice layout," or, "Your bathroom gives a peaceful vibe." At the time, you didn't notice it. But now you understand. They were testing the energy. You are not a victim. You are powerful. And that's exactly why they feared your light enough to violate your space. Archangel Michael says, this is the final test before your shift. You are about to step into a season of uncommon favor, divine opportunity, and unexpected elevation. But this test had to come first, because what's coming next cannot be shared with traitors. Look closely at your mirror tonight. It might appear foggy even when dry. That's a sign. It's holding energy. Speak to it. Rebuke the gaze that doesn't belong to you. Wash it down with sacred oil or a blessed hand. Once you do this, your sleep will deepen, the insomnia will lift. Your visions will return. And your intuition, once dulled by interference, will shine once more with clarity. If you, felt like someone was echoing your every step lately, copying your words online, mimicking your fashion, repeating your ideas, you're right. They've been studying you through that access point, hoping to walk into the life that was written for you. But what is divine cannot be stolen. What is written in your soul's blueprint cannot be transferred. And now that the light has exposed the hidden entrance, your peace will return like a rushing river. The angels are surrounding your home now. You may feel them as warmth, a shift in air pressure, or a peaceful stillness. That's the seal of protection being reapplied. You are to walk into the bathroom tonight not with fear, but with command. You will say this aloud: I reclaim every corner of this house. I erase the signature of those who entered with deceit. This space is mine, my body, my spirit, and my home are not for public access. So it is. So it stays. As you speak, you may feel goosebumps rise. That is confirmation. The angels are aligning to remove every residue of darkness. This message didn't find you randomly. You were chosen to read this today because you are being elevated tomorrow. When the energy in your bathroom is reset, your thoughts will flow differently. Opportunities that once passed you by will return, knocking with urgency. You'll notice how people start reacting to you differently, with awe, with respect, with sudden offerings. It was never about the bathroom, it was about keeping you distracted, confused, and watched. But now you are aware, you are awakened, and you are armored. Archangel Michael says, "No one can walk through a door you've locked with truth and fire." Let this message stay etched in your memory. If you feel called to warn others, do not hesitate. There are others walking through life unaware of the holes hidden in their atmosphere. Be the messenger, be the protector. And know this, your angels fought tirelessly to get this message to you today. It broke through frequencies, timelines, and delays just to reach your eyes at the right moment. You are covered, you are rising, and nothing planted in secret can remain hidden once the light has arrived. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your bathroom is now more than a room, it is your spiritual checkpoint. It will no longer be their access point. It has become your place of divine reclamation. Watch what unfolds next. Archangel Michael says, when you reclaim the space that darkness tried to claim as its own, you shift the atmosphere not only in your home but in the entire spiritual plane around you. That hole, though small in the physical, was an open wound in your energetic shield, and now, you are closing it. The energy planted in that spot was meant to work silently. Over time, it was supposed to erode your peace, your sense of control, and your spiritual clarity, but they never anticipated your awakening, and they certainly didn't expect divine intervention to show up at your door through this very message. From the outside, your life may have looked fine, but you knew something was off. Something felt unfinished, misplaced, like there was an invisible shadow following your every move. You changed your shower routine. You started locking doors more tightly. You even caught yourself talking to yourself more than usual inside that room. That wasn't random. Your spirit was responding to something your physical eyes couldn't see. Now, it's time to identify who is behind this. This person doesn't live far from you. In fact, they pass your house more than you know. Whether on foot or by car, they circle the space to check the connection. They try to feel if their setup still has access. But when you cleanse and reclaim that hole, they will feel resistance. They'll feel blocked, and you'll notice. They'll try to reach out suddenly. Through a text, a random call, a message pretending to check in. But their real motive will be to re-enter, spiritually. Through conversation, false kindness, or an invitation. Do not say yes, Archangel Michael says, you've already been too generous with your heart, too trusting with your space. Now is the season for boundaries drenched in divine fire. Go back and trace your timeline. Who came into your life right before the anxiety started? Who offered help but never delivered? Who ask too many questions about your home layout, your bathroom design, or your routine. They disguised their interest as curiosity. But it was always control. This person has watched you rise in spirit. They know your destiny holds wealth, attention, influence, and divine favor. They didn't want to stop you, they wanted to hijack the process and take credit for it. So they planted themselves close. They created access points. That hole in the bathroom wall was one of many attempts to create a spiritual surveillance system. And it almost worked. Until now, tonight, after cleansing your space, open a new tab in your journal or your phone. Write the names of people who feel connected to this invasion. The ones who suddenly went silent, the ones who always seemed too curious. The ones who seemed obsessed with your energy. Then delete their emotional access, you owe them nothing. Do not worry about being rude. Worry about being safe, worry about being whole. The time for people-pleasing is over. This is your season to protect what's sacred, your soul. Your body. Your home. Once you destroy what's behind the wall, you'll start to notice patterns breaking. The headaches will disappear. The confusion will lift, your relationships will begin to flow more naturally. And you'll begin to feel alone in the bathroom again. Not in fear, but in peace, because that space is returning to its original purpose. Restoration. Silence, renewal. You must also reset your water energy. Water in your home holds memory. Fill your bathtub or a basin and speak words of affirmation into it. Bless the water. Then let it touch your skin and claim it as cleansing. That's how you overwrite the energy that's been pulled from you. This is a spiritual fight. But the good news is, you've already won. This message found you. Which means heaven already saw you worthy of truth and protection. But don't stop here. Cover your bathroom window if it's uncovered. Check your ventilation areas. Remove mirrors you didn't purchase yourself or weren't gifted by someone you trust. In fact, cover mirrors with a cloth for the next 48 hours after cleansing. Let them reset. Light a candle in the room and say this before you sleep: no darkness will live in what belongs to me. No watcher will access what I protect. This room is sealed, this body is sealed. This spirit is sovereign. I fear nothing, because heaven lives here. You may feel a shift even as you say these words. That's not just imagination, that's the cords being severed. Archangel Michael says, the person who tried to bind you through that hidden hole will begin to lose their grip. Don't be surprised if they fall sick, lose followers, or become mentally disturbed. It's the recoil. It's the result of trying to control what is chosen by God. Do not feel guilty for their karma. It's not your burden. Your responsibility was to wake up, and you did. Soon, you'll begin to see symbols of new beginnings in your life: white birds, coins on the floor, flickers of light in the corner of your eye. Those are confirmations. What was hidden has now been exposed, what was silent has now been screamed out through the heavens. Now is the time to rest, not because you're weak, but because your guardians have surrounded you. There will be no more draining, no more watching. No more subtle violations of your peace. You are safe, you are chosen. And that hole, once the gateway of darkness, will now be the place heaven used to bring you back to power. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. This is your confirmation. This is your protection. And this was your divine warning fulfilled. It is done. Archangel Michael says, now that you've been awakened, the enemy can no longer operate in secrecy. What they once did under the veil of darkness has now been dragged into divine light. They are exposed, and your awareness has disrupted their plan completely. You may feel chills or sudden warmth in your home tonight. That is the shift occurring. An invisible wall of fire now surrounds the places they tried to invade. Their access is being revoked moment by moment, breath by breath, word by word. The whole was never the final goal, it was only the opening ritual. Their true intent was to make you feel unstable in your own home. To slowly isolate you from your clarity, to confuse your mind, distort your decisions, and delay your breakthroughs. Every time you stood in front of that mirror, they weren't just watching your reflection, they were pulling from your potential. Hoping to dim the glow that made you so powerful in the first place, but you've turned the tide. You've shifted the balance. You've made it impossible for them to continue. Now, they're scrambling. You'll feel it, they will try to play the victim, rewrite history, make you question your own intuition. They might even pretend to be concerned, reaching out with phrases like, I had a dream about you, or, I've been thinking of you lately. But these are not signs of love, they are echoes of manipulation. You must not respond. Your silence will be your strength. Your awareness will be your weapon. And your discernment will become your shield. You've done more than remove a device, you've broken a curse. You've ended an invisible contract you didn't consent to. And now, heaven is dispatching restoration into every room where there was once disruption. Archangel Michael says, the water you use from now on will heal you. The air in your bathroom will feel lighter. You will sense the release because your spirit is no longer under quiet surveillance. This is why you felt heaviness every time you stepped into that room. This is why you sometimes avoided using that space late at night. Your soul was warning you, your energy was alerting you. But now that the connection has been severed, you'll begin to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Safety, and that safety will overflow. Your confidence will return. You'll walk differently, you'll speak with more authority. People will sense the change before you even open your mouth. Because you are no longer leaking energy, you are fully sealed. Archangel Michael says, this was your test. A test not of strength, but of awareness, and you passed. Your bathroom is now a spiritual chamber. Every time you enter it, you will feel renewed, it will become your place of visions, clarity, inspiration, and divine instruction. Keep it clean. Keep it silent, keep it sealed. Do not allow just anyone to enter it anymore. Even a visitor with good intentions may carry residue that disturbs the peace you've restored. You must treat that space as sacred now, because it is. It has become the place where heaven reclaimed its presence in your life. And soon, very soon, you will receive a sign that all of this was real. Someone you've not spoken to in a long time will suddenly mention your home. They may say, I had a strange dream about your house. Or, you popped into my mind out of nowhere. That's the energy resetting. That's the divine confirmation that the veil has been lifted. Archangel Michael says, your life is about to accelerate now that the blockage is removed. Watch. As things begin to align, emails you were waiting on will come. Calls that were delayed will ring, doors you thought were shut will burst open. All because you reclaimed the very room they thought would trap you. There is more. You must write down your experience, not for fear, but for record. Document what you felt, what you found, how you felt guided to act. One day, someone close to you will face the same kind of silent attack, and your words will lead them to deliverance. You are not just a survivor, you are now a guide. You've been upgraded in the spirit. You've passed through the fire, you saw what many ignore. And you listened. That kind of spiritual obedience doesn't go unnoticed in the heavens. A reward is coming, not in money only, but in peace, favor, and divine acceleration. You will wake up smiling. You will feel protected again, and you will know. You're no longer being watched by anyone but heaven. The one who created that hidden hole will face what they sowed, but you must not engage. Their fall is not your celebration. Your silence will be enough. They will see your glow and know that their plan failed. One last instruction. Place a new object in your bathroom that symbolizes rebirth. It could be a white candle, a living plant, a sacred word framed on the wall. Let it be your daily reminder that this space is now yours, cleansed, claimed, and covered. Every time you step foot inside, say this to yourself: no one watches me but the one who made me. I am invisible to evil and visible only to light. My space is safe, my body is protected. My home is sealed. Speak it daily, speak it until it becomes your energy. Speak it until every part of your home feels like a fortress again. And when people wonder why you're glowing, why your skin looks brighter, why your sleep is deeper, why you're finally moving forward again, just smile, because you'll know. You found the hole. You faced the truth, and you survived what was meant to destroy you. Archangel Michael has spoken. And now,